Oh, see, someone said they just made the decision a month ago to end their marriage, still adjusting. Like, I'm making this video for you, and I want you to know that. Good morning, you guys. Hi, go eat your breakfast. I know you just want to go outside, but go eat your breakfast. She's just... No. All she wants is to go outside and friggin' hunt the chipmunk. Go eat your breakfast, please, and then you can go out. She kills me. Oh my gosh. Good morning, you guys. It is a Saturday in my time, and today, Fancy and I are freaking going hiking. We are going hiking. I have not been... Let me check. I'm quite literally checking my Instagram. No, so this was before my birthday, right? So the last time I went hiking was the weekend that I went to the lake for my birthday with my sister and brother-in-law and our pups, and I haven't gone hiking since then. Life's just been a little crazy. The weather's been getting warmer out here, so like I really need to go in the mornings and not in the afternoons, and just haven't been prioritizing it. So yesterday I was like, I need to go hiking. I miss it. I love it. I miss it. So I'm gonna go do a trail that I've done a few times. I think we're gonna go to Ruffner Mountain today because they've got a nice trail that has a cool overlook of the city, and I think that'll be an easy and good one to go to. But we're gonna go first thing this morning once this dang dog eats her breakfast. You have to eat your food. Why are you like this? Ah, God, the amount of times I've done that. Okay, why are we so zoomed in? Okay. Come on. Stay, please. You guys, I got this beautiful blender as a present from some amazing people who are just... I fucking quit. Quit my job. Give up. The blender that I have is probably as old as me. I have no idea, but this is the blender that my mother gave me when I don't know if it was when I first moved into my apartment, or it might have been. That would make the most sense if she gave it to me then. But it's got like this glass top. This spout is sadly broken and it's super old. It works okay still. It does like smell from time to time, but it works okay. And I have been wanting a newer blender. So I got this bad boy and I am so incredibly excited to open him up. He's been sitting on my kitchen table for over a week, just like waiting, because I need to find a spot to also put him. I would love to actually rearrange my kitchen because it's just like, I haven't rearranged it in a long time, and I think there's some things in places that just don't make any sense, but I want to make myself a smoothie this morning before I go for my hike. So what do we got here? The lid. I gotta obviously wash all this before I use it. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so incredibly sweet. I'm so excited. Look at, can you guys see the like levels of blades in this thing? Wow, this base is a big daddy. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. Yay! Okay. Make banana and peanut butter, or I like banana, almond butter, and spinach. That is like one of my favorite smoothies. But today I saw my strawberries in the fridge and I was like, let's throw some strawberries in that bad boy. So I'm gonna drink this as I get ready for our hike today. Do I want to use a normal glass? I think I might use this. I'm not used to having a blender this large, so I had no idea how much to put in there because it looked so incredibly small, but for one person, like, I don't need a huge smoothie. I could have left it to blend a little bit more because there's still ice chunks, but it is a good flavor. Okay, now for the fun part of this video. I feel like this room is so echoey, and it's a really fluffy, like cloudy day, so if the lighting is absolute garbage, I apologize, but we are going to be building this bad guy. But I already put the arms on it, so I gotta put the legs on and then flip it over. I really don't think there's anything else other than the legs. I asked you guys on Instagram to submit some questions about single life, and I really have not talked about it in months. Actually, I've really never talked about it, and I just feel like now is a good time. I'm not going to be sharing like drama and gossip about my last relationship. That's not what this is. But if you are transitioning into single life, if you are new to living on your own, or if you're just freaking curious where I'm at and my thoughts on some things, that's what we're gonna do in this video. Ooh, interesting. The color of this wood. Also, if you guys see me looking over there, it's because I'm currently filming on my M50 so that I could set it up on a tripod. I did take screenshots of your guys' questions and I didn't read over any of them, so I'm curious what the heck you have to say. Okay, so let's just start with the very first one. How are you doing and how is it living on your own? Because I want to move out of my family home like in 3 years. So I love living alone. Honestly, I was absolutely terrified to live alone when I first made the transition. Hold on, let me just figure out what the heck I'm doing here. So, how am I doing? I'm actually doing really freaking great, guys. I gotta admit it. I love living alone. And I think that's just the introvert in me. 4, 5, 2. I thrive being alone. I really do. And if you do not thrive being alone, then it's gonna be harder for you. But also, like, you just have to find social outlets or ways to talk to people, because I like FaceTime my sister almost every single week, and I find ways to get out of the house, whether that's going to a coffee shop, or I used to go to the gym every morning, but then, oh no, COVID obviously hit and that stopped happening. I like it. I don't think it is for everyone, but at the exact same time, I think everyone should live alone for at least part of their life, because you get to really learn yourself, your habits, what you like and what you don't like. Is this what I can use to screw this in? I just feel like I'm not making any progress here. No, why don't I have another tool? Oh, I do. Catherine Elizabeth, I swear to goodness. There we go. Now we're making progress. Oh, this is a good one. How do you learn to be your own support / motivator? Recovering codependent over here. I will fully admit, in my last relationship, I was very codependent, and things such as like house projects and what I'm doing right now, I would rely on him to do. I feel like there wasn't like too much that I relied on him, but I still understand where you're coming from. So what does it say? Being your own support and motivator, honestly, you have to look at yourself as if you are your own best friend. And that's the best piece of advice I can give you, is like, you are only stuck with you for the rest of your life, and you need to be there to support yourself and to lift yourself up. And if you ever get into a cycle of like negative self-talk, or I should have someone, I need someone, stuff like that, like, you need to be able to look yourself in the mirror and set yourself straight. You know, so I don't know if I have the best advice of like supporting yourself or even loving yourself. Like, you just gotta understand like what makes you tick, what makes you happy, and make sure that you're spending time to do that. Like, do what you need to do to get good with you. And if you are struggling of like feeling like you don't have that support system, like, you don't need a support system in a significant other. You can find that support system through family, through friends, and again, through yourself. Okay, this is a 2-part thing. So meals. Cooking one portion or several so you can eat the following days the same. I feel like I have to cook more so that it's worth the effort, but it's boring then. I have talked about this on my Instagram before, that cooking was one of the things that I definitely struggled with as I transitioned into singlehood. Let me move you guys. I like doing things for other people. I am a number 2 Enneagram, and I am a helper. I will do everything for everyone else, and I won't do a lot of, well, I'll do like certain stuff for myself, but it's a lot harder for me to find motivation to do things just for myself. So like in my last relationship, I was the cook and I made basically every single meal, and I thought that I was going to be totally fine being on my own because I was like, I cook every single day. Like, this is just my normal routine. When in reality, since I was just cooking for myself, I wasn't motivated to cook for myself. And I found myself making like really, really easy meals, or even like not whole meals, which isn't great. I didn't have a problem with making breakfast. I love breakfast so much. Like, every single morning I made myself breakfast, or I still make myself breakfast. But I did struggle a lot with dinner because I was just like, why the heck am I even doing this? It's just me. Let me just order food. And I ordered a lot of food, especially during Vlogmas. That became a real problem because that was like my first month being at home and being single, because you guys know I went to LA. So I really struggled during that month because obviously my workload was a lot and I didn't want to waste time cooking. So I ended up ordering out, and then it became a habit of ordering out. So I ended up getting started with Green Chef, and I know that there's other options like HelloFresh and stuff. And I did that because then it forced me to eat healthy, and it already had my meals planned out for me. So I did not need to think about what I was eating, and I didn't need to, like, it was something that I could put up as a system in my life that made it easier for me and forced me to cook and eat, as well as save money and not order a delivery all the freaking time. So I got started with Green Chef, and I really, really like it. I do enjoy it. I'm thinking about trying to wean myself off of it because I feel like I'm finally at a point where I can motivate myself to cook again. That was just kind of like a crutch for a little while, and it made my life easier. So we gotta do these middle ones, and I don't know how to do these because I gotta have this up. So what the heck can I shove underneath here to add the height? The only time DVDs come in handy, because let's be real, who still uses DVDs? Like, I just don't. Before we get any further in this vlog, I just want to let you guys know that while editing, I realized that I put on two of the legs wrong. Like, I put them in the wrong spots. So they're like pointing in and the other end is pointing out. It's fine. I didn't even notice it until I was editing it, and then I went upstairs and I was like, well, shoot, I gotta flip the couch over and do it again. So let's just ignore that. Okay, the rest of the video, just ignore that. Like, it'll get fixed. Oh, I like this one because it's positive and uplifting. What's the most exciting part about being single? The fact that I can do whatever the heck I want, whenever the heck I want. I'm not reliant on anyone, and like, Fancy is obviously dependent on me, so she's the only thing I need to care for, but especially with like the way I like to live my life, when traveling, I just bring Fancy with me. So it's like her and I were already besties, but her and I have become obviously super close. Like, I have not traveled or gone anywhere that I can't bring her. So that has been really, really nice. But yeah, I just think like I get to make my own plans. I don't live near family or anything. So it's like, I don't have a lot of events or things to attend, or like things that I would not really want to go to, but I would go to because like my partner wants to go or something, you know? Like, I can just do my own thing, live my freaking life, and I love it. This is not the right size. Where? So yeah, I would say that is by far the most exciting thing. I feel like the possibilities are endless, and my time is truly mine. Let's go. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of questions about, do I feel unsafe living alone? And someone even said, do you like worry when you hear noises and stuff like that? I'm not really gonna dive too deep into privacy and like living my life online and all of that stuff, but obviously since I do share my life online, it is a concern that people find out where I live and show up to my house or whatever. I don't think any of you guys would do that, but it is obviously a concern because I am a single woman, and I'm very open about the fact that I am a single woman. So full transparency with you guys, I have got a security system in place. I've got cameras all around the outside of my house. I've got cameras inside my house. I have a security system that I set every night. I set every time I leave, and even when I'm hanging out alone, like at night, I have my security system set. So if anyone did try to do anything, I've got them on camera. And I do have like panic buttons and stuff around my house that I can hit at any point, and then the police are immediately called. So I will say that just kind of comes with the territory of doing what I do, and it's not fun, but it is something that you need to be aware of. How was sleeping alone? How long did it take for it to be no big deal? Any issues or fear of the dark? So no, I don't have like a fear of the dark or anything like that, but I haven't been sleeping alone, like even in college. I was used to sleeping with someone, whether it was a roommate or my ex, like we would spend the night in each other's dorm rooms. To further that story, guys, like growing up, my sister and I always shared a room. So I have never just been alone in a bedroom. So that was definitely weird, not having a companion, a person there. And again, like my anxiety, getting like a little freaked out at night, hearing noises and stuff. I had to start sleeping with a TV on. But that was one of the times when I felt the most lonely and like, oh my gosh, I'm actually alone, you know? Otherwise, I didn't really feel like I was missing out on having a companion or a partner. Like, of course, there were times when I was like, oh, it would be really nice to go out to dinner and it's just me and I don't want to go to a restaurant alone. So like those times, obviously, it was like, oh. But sleeping alone was one of those moments where I was like, wow, I'm really alone. So what I ended up doing is I incorporated a nighttime routine that I really, really enjoyed, because I knew like I didn't want to go to bed every single night and be like, I hate this, and just be like sad and all of that stuff. I just didn't want to do it. So I was like, Cathrin, how can we make this a good routine and something that I actually enjoy so that I'm excited to go to bed every night instead of dreading going to bed every night? Because especially like my first month being single, an hour before bed, even like not even an hour before bed, like when I was supposed to be going to bed or when I would typically go to bed, I would just scroll on social media on my phone because I was avoiding going to bed because I just knew that these feelings were going to come up and like all of that. So I ended up creating a routine that I really like now when it comes to going to sleep at night. So I recently started to incorporate doing yoga before bed, because yoga is something that I love and it just kind of puts me in a sleepy mood. So I will do a quick 15-minute yoga flow. It's really nothing intense by any means, but I start with that. I make tea every night and I drink it in bed, and then I watch an episode of TV. So I'll watch an episode of Friends, and then once my tea is done, I will put my TV on a sleep timer. Oh, I also use a heated blanket on my feet. It is the best thing in the whole entire world. So like I'll have my tea being made, and then I'll go into my bedroom, I'll set up my heated blanket, put it on my feet, and it's just like, I get so excited to climb into bed every night. So my best advice for you is create a routine that you actually like, or do something that kind of distracts you from the thought of being alone, and then you'll get to a point where you honestly do like it and it's gonna be no big deal to you as time goes on. I will say it probably took me maybe 2 months to be fully used to, oh my gosh, I'm alone. Oh, I also switched what side of the bed I sleep on. I don't know if that's relevant to anything, but just one of the things I did. I had to make it like a whole new routine, a whole new thing for myself that it didn't like remind me of that person at all. Okay, I like this one. Your best advice for a person struggling with a decision to become single. If you are even freaking thinking about becoming single, or you want to become single but you're afraid of it, effing do it. Like that's literally, oh my gosh, guys. I stayed in my last relationship so long because I was absolutely terrified of being alone, and I thought it was better to be in a relationship where I was unhappy than to be alone. Fucked up limiting belief, let me tell you. Do I try to flip this myself? I mean, I feel like what other freaking option do we have here, Cathrin? Are these just, oh yeah, these are all extras. Cool, that's actually really nice. This like kit comes with like a whole extra side of just extras in case you need it. Sweet. Let me clean up and flip this, and then we'll keep talking. Hold, please. Like best way to flip this, guys? But we got it. How to the yes. Oops. How does this clip into place? Okay, what do we think? It's actually the perfect size for this wall. Love it. I'm debating if I want 2 side tables on this or what I want to do. I'm gonna get like a bookcase over here, remove these curtains, get new ones. But I think the coloring is super freaking cute. I will admit, let me try it out first. It's not bad comfort level wise. It's not bad. It's pretty comfy. I think like my brother and sister-in-law would be totally fine with the hardness of this, but like if I was sleeping on this, I would want a pillow topper or something. So I'm gonna get one of those to make it a little bit more comfortable, especially because over here you've got these rumbles, and I feel like maybe sleeping on that wouldn't be great. So this is a futon, by the way. I needed like some kind of sleeper sofa solution in here, and I just didn't love the look of sleeper sofas and like pull-outs, and I just thought this was much more my style, so I'm really happy with it. But back to what the heck I was saying. If one of the reasons why you are staying is because you're afraid of being alone, that's not a reason to stay in a relationship. Like, you should be in a relationship because you honestly want to be with that person and you want to make that person happy and they treat you really well and all of that stuff. But I know where you're coming from. I've been there, and I wanted to be single long enough. Like, after my last relationship, I wanted to be single long enough to where I got to the point where I didn't feel like I needed someone, where I just kind of wanted someone, you know, like I want to find my partner in life. I want to find my best friend, and I want to find someone that I'm going to freaking conquer the world with, and someone that just like treats me well. And you know, like I want to find that person, but I don't need to find that person. I'm at the point where I can change light fixtures, I can build a freaking couch, like I can do anything on my own, and I don't honestly feel like there's a hole in my life that I'm missing someone. So if you're thinking about, I'm not like totally in love with this person anymore, or maybe you think you deserve better, I have no idea what situation you're in, but if you're just afraid of being alone, I recommend being alone. You know, I was freaking terrified. Like, I was in the spot that you're at. I was absolutely terrified, and I stayed in that relationship way too long because I was terrified. And now that I'm here, I wish that I would have done it so much sooner. What other questions do we have? Okay, this is an interesting question. Do you want to have children, or would it be okay if it doesn't happen? I would love to have children. Ever since I was young, I just like feel called to be a mom, and I feel like I would be a great freaking mom, honestly. And funny enough, my sister and I, so for New Year's, I went to my sister's house, and on New Year's Day, we spent hours just in their kitchen with my sister, my brother-in-law, and we were just talking about our goals and what we wanted to achieve in the next year, next 3 years, next 5 years. And I said to them, I was like, you know, this has changed so much since I'm not in a relationship anymore, and I would have said in 3 years I want to start a family. And my sister was like, is not having a partner, like, are you not going to start a family? Are you not going to have kids, whether that's adopting or anything like that? Like, are you not going to have kids if you do not have a partner? And I was like, no. Like, I know I'm going to have kids in this life, whether I find someone or not. So, yes, I do want to have kids, and I'm not sure, what was the second part of that? And would it be okay if it doesn't happen? I know it's going to happen. I'm not sure how it's going to happen, but I know no matter what, it's going to happen for me, and I'm just gonna keep manifesting that. What do you do when you miss having someone's company at home? So I have Fancy, as you guys know, and she is the light of my life, and I honestly think if I did not have Fancy, if I did not have some kind of companion, this situation would be a lot harder. Now, I'm not advising you to go out and adopt a pet, like, no. What I will say, this may be like a weird piece of advice. You know what? I'm not even gonna label it as that, because it's something that worked so freaking well for me. I can get into states where I do feel really alone, and I recognize, oh my gosh, I'm the only person in this house. I haven't gone to Target. I haven't gone to the grocery store. I haven't left my house in 3 days, like, especially because of the pandemic. I am very limited when I go out. Like, I don't do a whole lot, but one of the things that worked really, really well for me, especially when I'm in a rut of like, oh my gosh, I'm all alone, I will talk to myself, and I will talk out loud, and I will talk to Fancy, and I will film, I'll vlog. Like, honestly, this has been so incredibly helpful for me because I don't feel alone, because like I hear my own voice, you know, and I feel like I'm taking up space. I feel like I am important, because there are days when it's like, would anyone freaking notice if I wasn't around? And I just kind of need to talk myself out of that. So I do talk to myself. I'll fully admit it. I'm home alone, and sometimes I need noise. I need to hear a voice to make me feel like I am not alone. Oh my gosh, what would you do without Fancy? Some places don't allow indoor pets. I would not do well. But one of my things is, guys, is like, I love to care for people. I love to care for things. I am just like very much so a nurturing soul. I will do everything for everyone else. So house plants, okay? If I have something to care for, I'm good. So too. If you can't have a pet, maybe houseplants or something that like you can care for every day. I don't know, just a random piece of advice. Oh wow, okay. Broke up with someone last night. Tips on resisting texting the person. Wait, what is that? Would you like your sister to fix you up? Patricia, you know anyone? Why haven't you fixed me up with anyone? Oh my gosh. Okay, so broke up with someone last night. Tips for resisting texting that person. So, full transparency, I have deleted all of my ex's family members' numbers from my phone. I have deleted his number from my phone. Now, I have his phone number memorized in my head, but still, I don't have it easily accessible on my phone. Like, once I had my house refinanced, that was the last time I was going to see him. I was like, you know what? Peace out. Like, I don't need to ever text you again. And I don't have that temptation of texting him saying I miss it. Like, I don't honestly miss him at this point. Like, it's been so incredibly long. At the beginning, of course, like, we were best freaking friends for 8 years. Like, we have been friends before we started dating. We were really, really close friends. And that was weird to go from talking to someone every single day to not talking to someone. And even my therapist at the time said, you know, it's like a death. Like, you are losing this person and it's a death. And that's really what it is. And it's sad. But at the same time, like, I knew that was going to be the best thing. At first, I thought that we could be friends, and I tried to be friends, and then just, like, too much shit happened that I was like... So, resisting texting the person, one, if you can, delete their number. If you don't ever need to talk to them again, delete their number. You don't need it. If you have it memorized in your head, do not freaking text them. But also, ask yourself, why are you texting them? Like, are you texting them just because you're lonely? That's not healthy, and that's not good, and you need to find a way to kind of date yourself and get comfortable with your own company and just spending time alone and doing things that you love. Like, again, I told you guys when it came to sleeping alone at night, like, I had to create a new habit, a new routine that got me excited to go to bed at night. And the same thing with just being alone in general. Like, you have to find out what your life is now that this person isn't in it anymore, and what can you change and what can you do differently, and how can you spend your time that you weren't able to spend your time before. And I don't know, like, obviously one of the things that I did with my house is I threw myself into house projects, and I changed things to make this house my own, because obviously we lived together and I didn't want it to feel like it was our house and I was just living in it. I wanted it to feel like my house. So that's one of the things I did, is I made a lot of changes. And even the garage, like, that was his space, was the garage. And I went down there as soon as Vlogmas was over. The day after Vlogmas, on the 26th, I went down there and I rearranged the whole entire freaking garage, because I was like, this is no longer his space, this is my space. And I feel like I went on a huge tangent there, and I don't know where exactly I was going. Okay, how much better do you feel after leaving the relationship? So much damn better. When I met up with Cathrin Manning for the first time, we obviously, like, talked about it a little bit, and she was like, you know what, girl, like, once that relationship ended, she was like, I noticed a different pep in your step. She was like, I noticed, like, a new version of you come to life. And I was like, yeah, because that relationship was a crutch in so many ways. And I really, like, don't really want to go into it, but yeah, I feel like a brand new person, and I've learned a lot about myself, and I've learned, like, what I don't want and what I do want in, like, the next relationship that I get into. And I'm free. And it's really freaking cool. Oh no, this is gonna, like, make me cry. What about when you can't be financially independent because school and bills and whatever, you rely on your boyfriend? This is a story I haven't shared with you guys. In 2018, the end of 2018, my ex came to me, and he didn't even come to me. He was effing drunk, and I was the DD, and it was just a terrible situation. It was not a good night. We ended up getting home and got into a huge fight, and he ended up telling me some things about lies that he had told me in the past, and he didn't tell me then that he cheated on me, but now I know now that it was right after one of the times that he cheated on me, and I wanted to leave. But I was at the point where I was not financially strong enough to leave. And I took fancy, and I drove to my sister's house, and she lived like 7 hours away. She lived in Washington, D.C. at the time, and I was in Rochester, New York. And I drove to my sister's house, and she was like, if you need to leave and if you want to leave, you can come live with me. Like, I know you're not financially in a place, because at the time I really wasn't making money. That was like before I even started to drive with Grubhub. Like, I was at that stage of not making any money. And my sister was like, if you need, you can come live with me and you can be dependent on us, because I believe in you. I believe in your business and your vision. And I know you're going places. And I know that like you're making a big impact and that you're gonna pay me back, essentially. So she gave me that opportunity. And I'm so incredibly grateful that I have family that's willing to do that, but I know that's not an option for everyone. And looking back, I wish I would have left then, because that was the first time that I ever saw him as the liar that he was. And I wish I would have left then, because it would have like saved me from some hurt. But at the end of the day, I'm so glad I didn't, because then the full truth came out and now I have no questions of like, what if he was the one? Stuff like that. Like, no. I guess I'm sharing this story to tell you guys, like, I wish I would have done it then, because it didn't get better. It got a little better for a while. Obviously, like, I got engaged to the person. I thought that I was going to be with that person forever. And it got better because I thought, like, oh, all truths are out. Like, cool, we're starting fresh. This is, like, new. Like, I gotta learn to trust you again, but, like, whatever, we're starting fresh. And that wasn't the case, because no truths were fucking out. Like, even the things he told me were still lies, I later found out. So if you're thinking about it and if you're staying with someone just because you're dependent on them, that's not a good reason to stay with someone. I don't know, maybe find family and friends. I don't really have the best advice, because obviously I was not the person that actually went out and did it. Do you vlog more now that you're single? Hell yeah, I do. I mean, I love vlogging, but also I just have more free time, and it's just me, and I love vlogging. I love talking to you guys. I just think it's so much fun. Oh, this one's interesting and kind of relevant to the kids thing earlier. Do you ever worry about age, there not being enough time to meet someone and have kids? So, thankfully, I've got boss-ass women in my life who are great role models, and one of those women is my sister, Jessica. She did not meet her hubby. Andre is 35, 34, 33. I think she didn't meet her hubby until she was like 33. I could be wrong with that. It could have been like 32, 33. And then they ended up getting married and had their first kid right away when she was 35. And then had another one a couple years later. But like, I still have time, you know? And that's one of the things that my then sister-in-law in my life, so she is 33 and she also just got married to my brother. And she was like, I still feel like I have time. Like, I am not concerned about having kids immediately. I still feel like I have time. And that was really good to hear, because I am 27. Like, I'm still young, but at the same time, I thought that I would have had kids by like 29, and I'm not sure if I'm still on that path, which is totally a-okay. But at first I was like so worried, and like that's why like my sister-in-law had that conversation with me, and she was like, girl, like you've got so much time. She was like, you don't need to even worry about it. Like, I was partying, living it up during my 20s, and then I found my brother, and they're happily married now, you know? Like, I don't know. I have been in that phase where I was like, oh shoot, I don't have time. I already wasted so much time on this person. I shouldn't have wasted time on them, but not anymore. Okay, and then the last question, because there's a couple of these that popped in here. How do you meet someone? Are you dating? Stuff like that. I wasn't gonna share with you guys because I don't want all of the questions, honestly, that come along with it. But at the same time, I respect like Sarah's day so much with her sharing like her plans of like wanting to have kids and like get pregnant in like this year or whatever. Like, her honesty and transparency is so admirable, as well as Tara Michelle. She talks about going on virtual dates and all of that. And I think to anyone that wants to get started with dating or just like needs a role model or something, I don't know. I'm not calling myself a role model because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but I'm not used to the dating scene. Like, let me just throw that out there. I'm not used to the dating scene. I have never had to go on dating apps and stuff like that, because my last two relationships that I've been in, I met both of them because of swimming. I was a swimmer for years, and we were on the swim team. We became friends first, and then we started dating with both of them. That's how it works. So now that I'm at this phase of like, Oh, how the hell do you meet people? I took a lot of time. I did a lot of work on my own, and I told myself, again, I was never going to get into a relationship until I felt comfortable enough that I didn't need someone, but I wanted someone, and I feel confident enough in myself to like not get into a relationship and settle. So I've done a lot of personal development work. I've done a lot of personal development work, and I talk to the universe as well. I know I don't like mention this a lot, but I do believe in the universe and receiving signs. And I've been talking a lot to the universe and asking like, is it time? Show me a sign when it's time. Like, let me know, because I don't want to dive into this too early, but like also I don't want to like hold myself back if my person is out there and I'm ready to meet them, you know, and like the universe knows I'm ready to meet them. So I asked the universe for a sign, and I saw 2 in the form of license plates, which may seem really weird, but on the exact same day I saw 2 license plates that really meant a lot to me, and I was like, it's time. Okay, it's time. So I did join one dating app, guys. One dating app, and it's only been literally a week, and it's weird. I'll fully say it. It's weird. I'm not used to flirting. I'm not used to like just like the whole world. I'm not used to it. So I did join a dating app. I have been on one date, and yeah, we'll friggin' see where it goes. I don't know. I'm like curious. I'm curious and excited. And I'm not putting the pressure on myself, because this is something that my sisters told me. So like I legitimately, you guys are the second people, or no, because my sister and my brother-in-law know. So you guys are the third people that like thousands of you watching this right now. And then my dad is going to watch this. So dad, hey, hi, yes, I am dating now. But I haven't told anyone. And when I told my sister, and I told her that like even I was going on a date with a person, because like we met through a dating app and we're just chatting and all this stuff anyways, went on a date. But even that, my sister was like, it's not like you're going to marry this person. You know, like there was literally no pressure to be like, the first person I meet on a dating app is gonna be my husband, you know, like there's no pressure. So I just kind of went into it with the mindset of, this is practice, you know, like I need to get used to like flirting with people again and like talking to guys, and it's just I'm so not used to this world. And I even told my sister, I was like, I'm not used to moves, like guys pulling moves on you, like things that are like, I'm so naive and stupid sometimes, I swear to goodness. But we'll see. Please don't ask me a lot of questions. I will share when I'm in a relationship, when I want to share, but I feel like I have been talking freaking forever at this point. My nose is still running from me crying earlier. I'm like trying to get it together over here, girl. But yeah, that is that. I've got my pink freaking couch. I need to get throw pillows for this bad boy, and just there's so much more that I need to do to this room. But Cathrin, shut up. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you later. Bye.